Hello and welcome to creatingforgrace.com. Today we're going to make this Deck the Halls Christmas card. It happens to be a color challenge for the Creative Cat Crew that we were working on. The colors were Crushed Curry, Soft Suede, and Whisper White. So I'm going to set those aside. For this card we use the Carols of Christmas stamp set, and it has a coordinating framelit. It's called the Card Front Builder. The layers that we used: soft suede cardstock, and that's cut at 8.5 by 5.5, and it's scored at 4 1/4, and then just folded in half. This second layer of crushed curry is 4 1/8 inches by 5 3/8 inches. This white layer that I use the framelits on, and it happens to be this one from the set. You line it up. These are cut at 4 inches by 5 1/4 inches, my white piece of paper, and then I lined it up just at the very end and ran that through the Big Shot, and then flipped it around and laid it at the very end again and ran it through the Big Shot. And that's how you get that really nice frame on there. So the ornaments that we did, it's the ornament stamp set that's in there. I'm going to stamp that onto this layer right here, and then I've also stamped it in crushed curry and added some rhinestones to the center, and I popped those up with the new mini dimensionals. These are awesome. No more cutting your dimensionals in halves or quarters. So they're the mini Stampin' Dimensionals. They're awesome. And then the ribbon that I used is the metallic trim ribbon, and I used it in gold. It is actually a really nice soft texture. It's not stiff at all, and really like that. So let's get stamping. I'm going to set this aside. So this is the actual layer we're going to stamp on. So I'm going to grab some scratch paper because my ornaments are going to go off the edge a little bit. I'm going to open up the soft suede ink. And this is the Deck the Halls Sentiment. Just going to ink that up. And then we want to have that nice and straight, just like that. And it is more towards the bottom here because we're going to hang some ornaments off to the side. So I'm going to ink that up. And these are easy to get crooked. The first time I did it, they kind of canted over to the left. So we're going to, just like that. Oops, there we go. I've pre-done some dimensionals on the back of my ornaments so that you don't have to wait through that. So I'm going to take the coordinating shapes and just set them right on top there. There's a little round one. And I think it's okay if they're off a little bit. I think it really adds to that shadow effect, which is really kind of cool. So I like having that just visible a little bit underneath. So this is that inside layer of the soft suede. And then this is the layers that we started with. So I'm actually going to use some snail adhesive. We'll start from the bottom up. I'm going to go around. And like I said, this one was cut at 4 inches by 5 1/4 inches. And it's just going to center right around that. You're just going to end up with a small crushed curry border all the way around. Just like that. Then our soft suede layer is actually cut at 4 1/4 by 2 7/8. So we're going to add some adhesive to the back of that. And center that right on there. And then this is the final layer. Since we've popped that up, I'm just going to go ahead and add some adhesive to this layer right here. And we're going to have 1/8 of an inch all the way around. So this one is actually cut at 4 1/8 by 2 5/8. Oh. There we go. And then the final touch that I did on the card, a couple things. I always tell people don't forget to make your envelopes pretty. So this is the same stamp set. It's got some extra little stars and things on that. So that's going to be that. Then I also have some glue dots. So I'm going to take one of our ribbons. I've pre-done the little knot here for the magic of camera. So we're going to add that right about here. I'm going to trim the ends to make them pretty. That's there. And then I've pre-done some little tiny gold thread bows. And it's just enough to add a little bling. So let's find one that'll lay straight without messing too much. So just like that. And then I've got some of our fine tip glue. I'm going to open up the lid and put a little layer of fine tip glue along the top of each ornament. And then once we give it some time to dry, it'll actually be just fine. We're going to do this one the same way. And then, oh, lost one of my bows. Let's find another one here. Here we go. And put that right there. I'm going to take a little more of the fine tip glue, put it right on top so that our bows stick. And I'm going to set that aside and give that time to dry. So then I'm going to trim up the edges to make them pretty. So that's pretty much it. It's a very straightforward card. The final thing that I did, and it didn't really show up in the photograph much, but I really love the Wink of Stella pen. And in when you're looking at the card live, it actually shows this shimmer all along the Deck the Halls. And so I just very carefully, along the letters, added that. And Wink of Stella is one of those things that you just have to kind of turn it to the side a little bit, and you can really see that shimmer. So I know on the video it doesn't pick it up, or in a photograph it doesn't always pick it up and do it justice. But just so that you knew that it was there. And then I will see if I can do this without, and I'm not sure if the camera will pick that up. I can see it really well. So hopefully right there that catches it from where I'm sitting. So hopefully you can see that on the camera. It's lovely. It's very easy to do. I love the frames that come with this. They're actually so many. Like, think of a night sky, a little deer, you have the trees, some holly. It's pretty amazing. And I love that it's an early release stamp set from the Holiday Mini Catalog. So thanks so much for stopping by. If you love anything you see, just go to creatingforgrace.com and you can shop 24/7. And we also play Kitty Bingo, so you can get some free products that way too. Take care and happy creating.